while there are a lot of pull requests in the queue, just a couple of them were merged during the last week. So since the previous meeting, and the main features were developed by Sergey Zhovner, that is not present on this meeting, so I will demo the functionality added by him myself. Let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Good. So there are two main features. First of all, the overlay. Actually, it's not a feature, but a bug fix. The overlay was fixed. So now it's the overlay example doesn't corrupt the layout. The overlay example is just an example. Like we will use that component to put some specific overlay later, or anybody using the Adobe Stock Integration can utilize the component of overlay. By default, it's disabled. So I enabled it in the grid component by changing the visibility of overlay to true for this demo. If it's disabled by default, you will not see any overlays on the grid. And the second big feature is adding ability to specify the image name when saving it. So right now, we are able to change the file name and save it with the name specified. By default, user sees the generated file name based on image name and shortened up to character limit. Currently,
Sergey, is it possible? Oh yeah,
yeah.
This is what I was about to ask. Is it possible to change the file type as well?
Yeah, right now it's possible to change the file type. So I can change it to .exe, for example, and save. So we have, it's not displayed in gallery, but the file is actually saved to file system. So we have to come up with the validation idea, how we are going to show the messages.
Why we need to even show the file type here? Because we save whatever file type is originally, and we allow to change the file name only, right? So why we show that?
It's based on mockups provided by Eugen. And
okay. I mean, is there any like value you see in showing this file extension?
Yeah, I've actually the original implementation, first implementation by Sergey was without the file type. Then we added the extension to match the mockups, but as you can see, if there is no file type, it can be confusing, I would say, from my point of view. But
okay, I mean, we can add that as a like non-editable extension into either like part of the field, right, or outside the field. So just to prevent that use case, we need to manage with like validating the file types and all of that.
I was thinking about it, like, yeah, definitely it will be easier to maybe like cut the field and show the file type after the field. So that it's clear that this is the file name of the picture of type PNG or whatever, but not allowing it to edit the file type.
Is
Is
there a
Eugen
way
on the
to?
call, by the way? No,
No,
he's
I
not.
don't think so because he's in Ukraine now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
So is it possible to make the file extension part of the field but not editable?
I'm not sure how.
Like a placeholder, not like a placeholder, like looking like a placeholder but not editable.
I'm not sure right now. We can try,
Okay.
You mean,
but
Olena, you mean like input field with a gray area?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
like dot back, and this is
Not editable, yeah.
in gray, but not editable, but moving together with input. I think that can be
Yeah,
not
because
so easy to.
I'm afraid that if we add like JPEG is after the field, this long field, maybe we just can make the field shorter. I don't know. So that's definitely for Eugen kind of to figure out.
Yeah, we can make the field shorter. I think it will be hard to implement the moving extension part, but it will be much easier to add it somewhere at the end of the field, and making the pop-up shorter probably
Okay.
will make the interface more clear. Yeah.
Yeah, let's figure out what would be like the best and cheapest option to do. And Eugene will update the mockup based on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I will create another task for the styling of that pop-up because it needs some small adjustments of margins, font size, and stuff like that. And probably as part of this task, we can also handle the extension, the file extension.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good. Uh, so that's, I believe that's it for the demo part. And there is a question regarding the implementation of account pop-up. So I have the design for account pop-up open here. And looks like we cannot get the avatar of the user. There is no way to get the profile picture or Adobe user profile. Is it correct, Christopher? Or are we missing something? Hey.
I can ask.
Yes, so Christopher, sir, you probably was on mute, and now we can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I said that I don't, that doesn't come from stock. I don't even know if it's available, but I'll ask.
Oh, okay. So, okay, good, thanks. Anyway, it appears that we don't have any API endpoint or API field to get the picture of the user. And we have to think about displaying a static picture here, or
No picture.
maybe Maybe excluding the picture from the pop-up, right?
So, do you know if we can display the rest of the information that Eugene proposes?
Yes, I believe we can.
Okay. Yeah, so I think instead of just like showing random picture, it's better not to show any picture, not to confuse people.
Oh, sorry, you were breaking. I heard only the end of the sentence.
Okay, maybe that was the most important part that I said. So I said that it's better not to show the random picture and show just no picture. Basically shift the name to the left to fill the space of empty picture.
Okay. Okay, good. Thanks. Good. So I'd say currently we have 13 pull requests in the queue for March that are going to deliver functionalities like sign-in link and profile, more from this model section and filters. There is also license and save implementation and progress and much more. So the week was really productive. The only thing we'll have to process all these pull requests and deliver to the develop branch.
So story-wise, how many stories we have left to implement?
I would say that all the stories are in progress right now. So we can probably start confirming and closing stories since starting from the next meeting.
So
And
you're saying that
I
all of the
believe
stories
it's
are
in
so all
progress,
of the
right?
stories are in progress, and what would be like the time frame we expect them to be done?
I'm not sure about time frame because there are some pull requests that are going straight to development. There are pull requests that requires additional adjustments several times. So even though all the stories are in progress, it can take like additional couple of weeks, several weeks to complete the implementation. But yeah, I think that to fill the backlog during the stories of milestone 2 are in progress, we have to start grooming some stories from milestone 3 and probably start creating some tasks in our backlog for that milestone.
Okay, sounds great.
Good. Do you have any stories ready for grooming already, or?
Not now. So we have Eugene out for Ukraine, and yeah, it would be kind of nice to have mock-ups, yeah, to groom the stories, because like mock-ups can change some of the requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work with Eugene to kind of organize some pre-grooming sessions, like to discuss with him the user experience, and hopefully that will result in some mock-ups for the next meeting.
Okay. Do you think we can start grooming at the next meeting, like next week?
Yeah, this is the goal.
Nice.
Because since you have all of the stories in progress, it's basically we are short in time.
Then we probably can have three sections of the meeting next time. Like the first one is demo, the second one is confirmation, and we can start closing stories of milestone 2. And the third part is grooming, right? Good. One more thing, we also have infrastructure work in progress. I mean, stuff like testing, CI changes, and code coverage implementations. So as for tests, we currently disabled Web API and functional tests. We'll need to change the approach for those test implementation. And once it's done and designed, once it's designed and done, we'll return the Web API and functional tests and allow them to run on each pull request. Currently, it's just static unit and integration tests. And as for code coverage, I'm not sure, Raul, if you want to share something. If not, that's okay to leave it for the next meeting.
Oh, yes, we can. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can find the pull request quickly. Right. So this is the pull request. And I think it's out of date. Let me refresh the page. Right. So initially, Sergey and I tried to implement code coverage using a third-party system called Cove. This is the result. The problem with this implementation, or with this tool in particular, is that for some reason, although we send in the coverage file we send in contains the right information, for some reason it doesn't it shows it doesn't show the right results. So I was reviewing this thing last week, and I decided to give a try to another tool called Code Climate. And in Code Climate, we can see we cannot see the test coverage yet. I'm working on that one, but comparing to the other tool, we get some more things. For example, code smell, duplications, many things comparing to the other tool. So I think I'm going to carry on using this tool to implement the code coverage. The issue I had with the numbering here is something I was discussing last week with the people at Code Climate. I got response from them today. What was wrong, and I'm going to fix it. That's basically a summary of the status of this task.
Okay, thank you. It will be really interesting to take a look at the final results of code coverage and also additional suggestions provided by that tool. Let's try it and see how helpful it is. for the project. Okay, I think that's it for today. Actually, if you still have any questions or would like to share any ideas or any things, feel free to do it now. Okay, good. Then have a nice day or a nice evening, and talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, thank you.